Imagine stepping away from the world's most powerful office, only to return to a simple three-bedroom home by a quiet lake. That's exactly what happened in early 2025. The house spans about 6,850 square feet decent, but nothing like the sprawling estates of past leaders. Some commanded mansions with dozens of rooms on thousands of acres, or beachfront retreats worth fortunes beyond most dreams. One historic property alone dwarfs everything this former president owns by nearly 100-fold. Yet, his total holdings in two properties add up to around $6.2 million. Certain predecessors dropped more on a single getaway spot. So, does this make him the humblest in terms of property among those who've held the nation's highest role? The truth might catch you off guard. And that infamous grand estate everyone assumes is his? The real tale behind it is downright captivating. Let's uncover what he truly calls home, and the one he let go long ago. Nestled on a serene lake in a peaceful Delaware suburb, the main residence has been a cornerstone of key life chapters. It all began in the mid-1990s when, as a longtime public servant, he opted against a ready-made luxury pad. Instead, he scooped up 4 acres of bare lakeside land for $350,000 and constructed the place himself. What emerged was a cozy setup with 3 bedrooms and 4.5 baths, prioritized for everyday ease and close-knit gatherings rather than extravagance. This spot evolved into a true family haven. During his time in a high-profile supporting role, he even leased a nearby cottage to security detail for a modest $2,200 monthly, ensuring protection without fanfare. In the garage, he parks a cherished classic car from 1967, a symbol of simpler joys. But that same space sparked headlines in 2022 when sensitive papers turned up there, thrusting a private sanctuary into the spotlight. The deepest ache tied to these walls came amid a son's fierce fight against cancer. Medical costs piled high, and the family long labeled among the least affluent in legislative circles nearly refinanced the home to cover them. A close ally in the administration stepped in, insisting on a personal loan instead. That act spoke volumes about loyalty and the tight finances they navigated. Valued now at roughly $1.7 million. It's a solid return on raw land, but wait until you see the rest. Then comes the coastal escape. In 2017, post his secondary national role, he and his wife fulfilled a long-time wish. They snagged a 4,800 square foot, 3-level home by the Delaware shores for $2.7 million. 6 bedrooms, vast decks gazing at the waves, an outdoor grilling area, and a fireside spot for chilly nights. It's all about hosting loved ones and crafting lasting moments. No flashy flip, just a spot for everyone to converge. Today's worth? About $4.4 million. Added up, Lake House plus Beach Retreat equals $6.1 million, nudging to $6.20 with recent gains. Straightforward, family-focused living. If this glimpse into a leader's grounded choices moves you, please pass the story along to others. But hold on, the plot thickens with a widely shared image from the 2020 campaign frenzy. It showed an enormous estate with manicured grounds and grand pillars, circulated to suggest hypocrisy in a regular guy image. Truth? He hasn't called it home since 1996. That's almost 3 decades back. The backstory is inspiring. In the early 1970s, fresh into national service and grieving the tragic loss of his first wife and baby daughter in a crash, he purchased a neglected old manor from a prominent family lineage for $185,000. It was run down, marked for teardown. Over 21 years, he restored it room by room while raising his boys there. Dubbed it his base for an early white house bid in the late 80s. The 10,000 square foot beauty boasted 5 bedrooms, elegant landscaping, even a swimming pool. By sale time in 1996. It fetched $1.2 million, over 6 times the buy-in, proving savvy with properties. He parted with it to a business exec and hasn't looked back. Yet the photo lingers, fooling countless folks into picturing opulent secrecy. Reality? Far more down dash to dash earth. Stack this against presidential history, and it feels almost ordinary. Prepare for a tour of jaw-dropping leader legacies in land and luxury. It starts with the nation's architects, who forged not just laws, but vast domains. The first in line commanded an 11,000 square foot Virginia riverside gem on 8,000 acres, today's equivalent easily topping $50 million. A self-sustaining powerhouse of fields and enterprise. It embodied authority. Another visionary crafted a 33-room hilltop marvel on 5,000 acres, personally sketching details. Adjusted for now, over $200 million in value, though debts haunted him to the end. A reminder that grandeur doesn't guarantee solvency. One expanded his holdings to 22,000 square feet across similar vast tracts, worth tens of millions modernized. These early figures weren't mere politicians. They were elite landowners with riches unimaginable to most. Fast forward to the last century for escalating splendor. One inherited a sprawling New York riverside spread with 49 rooms on generous grounds, family heirloom, now commanding $30 million or beyond. Privilege from birth. A charismatic clan built a legendary Cape Cod seaside enclave, main dwelling over 9,000 square feet, plus sister properties, forming a retreat valued collectively north of $100 million. Enduring generational treasure. A Western enthusiast acquired a 688-acre California haven in the 70s for $500,000. Current estimates $5 to $10 million. His escape from capital chaos. A Texan successor grabbed 1,583 acres in 1999 for $1.3 million. The core home, a humble 4,000 square feet. Total, now $4 to $6 million. Echoes of restraint amid space, then contrasts sharpen. One entered with a simple city abode, but post-tenure snagged a 6,892 square foot island paradise on 29 oceanfront acres for $8.1 million, plus a Capital District manor at $5 million. Combined, $13 million minimum, double the modest mark. But nothing prepares for the pinnacle builder. His Florida jewel alone. 126 rooms, 62,500 square feet of extravagance. Pegged $300 to $500 million. Add a skyline triplex over $100 million. Sprawling compounds, Gulf empires. Totals soar to billions, debt-laden but colossal. Others pale nearby. Our subject's $6.2 million? Under 2% of that one flagship. Rankings crystallize when inflation adjusted. Elite stratosphere. $100 million plus. The empire architect solitary in billions. Historic icons like the hilltop designer at $200 million. Riverside founder at $100 million. A mining magnate precursor near $80 million. High echelon. $20 to $100 million. Inherited spreads at $60 million. Clan compounds over $100 million family-wide. Expanded estates around $50 million. Mid-range. $5 to $20 million. Post office island and city duo at $13 million. A prior dynasty head at $15 million. Early expander near $10 million. Humble bracket. $1 to $5 million, or stretching to $6. Post-tenure minimalists around $1 million. Peanut farmer philanthropist, $2 to $3 million. The ranch holder at $6 million. There sits our figure. $6.2 million bottom third overall. Less than one successor's single retreat. Under many ancients' adjusted worth. Why so restrained? His path explains. No silver spoon. Middle-class roots in Pennsylvania steel towns, then Delaware. Early career salary covered basics amid rebuilding after heartbreak commuting daily solo parenting survivors. No surplus for empires. Vice role paid well, but not lavishly. True windfall post-2017. Books, talks netting $17 million in 2 years. Enabled the shore dream, but no spree. Unlike speculation empires or multi-state prestige buys, or land worked by the enslaved, he chose 2 Delaware spots for living, not leveraging. Primary nests in his lifelong state. Americans crave leaders who've succeeded yet stayed relatable wealth as proof of grit, but not detachment. His holdings, 17 times the typical U.S. home, $350,000 average. Notable, but nearer normal than most commanders' 100 to 1,000-fold gaps. Modern exits mint millions via legacy's hundreds for one, tens for another. He cashed in modestly, then halted at family comfort. Between austere humanitarianism and upscale acquisitions, that persistent old photo fuels skepticism of everyman claims. But it's a 1970s salvage flipped profitably after 2 decades sweat, then traded for a fresh build as needs shifted. Savvy, not shady. Legends erected monuments to intellect, dominance, dynasties, opulence. He crafted shelters for return. Centuries on, from plantation vastness to gilded towers, he ranks 11th or 12th, most unassuming. Opportunity knocked post-earnings, he demurred. 2 homes, Delaware-bound, gathering dash-oriented in an era of widening elite average divides. This feels approachable. Next viral grand facade? Recall. Sold 1996. Actual. Lakeside 3-bed for daily life, shore 6-bed for weekends. Barbecues, classic ride in the drive. Kin around the fire. Not headline grabbing. Not empire scale. But perhaps the most human scale in recent memory. A leader who powers peek behind, heads home truly home. If this tale of quiet priorities resonates, hit like, subscribe for more untold angles, and share widely to spread the perspective.